Good morning, friends. Another Sunday. Welcome, everyone, to today's session. I hope you had a nice week, great week. My name is Katya. I will be hosting today. And I welcome you all to our weekly Communities of Practice Sunday check-in session, a half hour of Dharma, reflection, and community connection. If you're new to our community, please accept our wholehearted welcome to you. If you have any questions regarding practices and topics, we're all here to help. It is customary for people in Australia to begin any meeting by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land. I'd like you to start today by acknowledging the Dharawal people as the traditional owners of the land on which Nantian Institute resides. I also acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which you all are. And I pay my respects to the elders in the past, present, and emerging. The check-in sessions have been developed, as you know, by our Communities of Practice team and the entire community. And the purpose of these sessions is to develop a reflective practice in response to the changes that are coming. Guided by humanistic Buddhism, we would like to cultivate our practices to build memorable friendships, community, and self-awareness. With the contributions of your insightful sharing, we had a compelling and inspiring sessions last 4 weeks, led by Dr. Cecilia Manikan, including such topics as self-awareness and last week's area of personal worldview. Very nourishing, very complex, and stimulating discussions we had. So thank you, Cecile, for these wonderful contributions to our community. And this week it is Dr. Remy Low who's guiding us in meditation and discussions. Dr. Low is a lecturer in the University of Sydney School of Education and Social Work, valuable member of our community. In his research, Remy examines educational policy and practice in relation to broader social, cultural, and religious issues. He's also interested in exploring ways to cultivate greater awareness of such issues as through contemplative pedagogy, and mindfulness, deep listening, process art, and other fascinating things that help us develop our self-awareness. So let's welcome Dr. Remy Low to guide today's check-in session.
Good morning, dear friends. Let's start this morning with a brief mindful check-in. So I invite you all to find a comfortable position wherever you're sitting. And if you're comfortable, you can close your eyes or just cast your eyes down. And as you breathe in, let's be fully aware of our in-breath. And as we breathe out, just be aware of our out-breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, follow our breath all the way in. And breathing out, we follow our breath all the way out. All the way in, and all the way out. And breathing in, we are aware of our whole bodies. And breathing out, we relax our whole body. Breathing in, whole body. Breathing out, relax. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to open your eyes and become aware of where you are and how you're feeling. Thank you, friends. Next slide, Katya, if you may. So, good morning, friends. This morning, I just wanted to share some stories from this book of stories from Venerable Master Xing Yun, Chan Stories to Inspire. And hopefully in the next week, this week and next week, these stories will give us some themes to chat about. So today I'm going to share a story from this book about a Chan master called Wu Xiang from Korea, actually, Kim Hwa Song. So the Chan master was traveling through a village and he got very thirsty. So he stopped by a river near a water wheel, as you can see there. That's what a water wheel is, to have some water, as you do when you're thirsty. And as he was drinking water, this young man recognized him. And he's like, whoa, you're the famous Chan master. And, you know, the Chan master was just drinking water. And the young man said, you know, one of these days, once all my responsibilities are done, I am going to quit everything and have no responsibilities. And I'm going to be a Chan master like you and just go and meditate. And the Chan master was like, okay, young man, tell me, what responsibilities do you have? The young man said, well, I'm actually responsible for building and making these water wheels. And the Chan master said, oh, I see. Tell me, what makes a good water wheel? The young man said, oh, easy. A good water wheel is a water wheel that is not too deep in the river, not too deep in the water, because when the floods come, the water wheel will just get overwhelmed and get washed away. But a good water wheel must also not be too high up above the water, or else, you know, it just be not doing its job. It won't turn. And a good water wheel is one that has balance. It's neither too deep in the river nor too far out of the river. And the Chan master said this. Next slide, please. The relationship between the water wheel and water is analogous to the relationship between humanity and the world. If people immerse themselves fully into the stream of worldliness, they will be swept away by the currents of the 5 desires and the red dust of samsara, of circumstance. However, if one completely cuts themselves off from mundane concerns, becomes pretentious and lofty, their life will have no grounding, incapable of developing or making progress. Next slide, please. And Venerable Master Xing Yun interprets the story and has this to say. In life, it is best to let go when the time to let go arises, and to pick up when the time for engagement arises. So just like the water wheel, we should try to follow the middle way, not too deep in circumstances, but not too aloof from circumstances. Next slide, please, Katia. So for our discussion today, I invite you to consider, are there areas of life where you are too immersed, like the water wheel, in too deep, or too detached, like the water wheel, too high beyond water? And how do we apply this water wheel principle in our everyday lives? Welcome back, my water wheel friends. I invite you now to share any thoughts, any insights, anything that came up in your group discussions in the chat box, and I'll read out a selection. So Can says, we can be a water wheel by changing our mind by continuous cultivation and practicing for good virtues towards walking the middle path, not too extreme or to the other way. Very nice. All right, friends, keep the comments coming. How do we practice the water wheel principle in our lives? Are we in too deep, or are we not in deep enough? Priscilla says it's a challenge to remember to not be so purpose and goal directed, to allow creativity and space. That's really, really nice. That's a really nice way of putting it. So thank you. Don't be shy. Bruce, our society encourages us with incentives to become more and more expert and less and less Bruce is leaving us so in suspense. That sentence. Please keep that wisdom coming. We will collect all of these and share it with the larger group. But I think we're close to 11:30, so keep the comments coming, and I'll hand it back to Katia to close up and to play the dedication of merits for us.
Thank you so much for a wonderful session and discussion. And we hope that check-in session was helpful to you all, and that you experienced this unconditional love and compassion of this community. For anyone who might be experiencing a greater need than what today could meet, please do not hesitate to get in touch with us, and the email is on the screen. And you can also reach professional organizations, which we also put on the screen here. Guide the dedication of merits together to send love, compassion to whoever needs them.
Let us now dedicate the goodness of what you have done to all living beings. May kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity pervade all worlds. May we cherish and build affinities to benefit all beings. May Chan, Pure Land, and precepts inspire equality and patience. May our gratitude and humility give rise to great vows.
Thank you, everyone. And a couple of announcements as well. On the 19th of August, Venerable Karma Lecture Tsomo will be speaking on Japanese Buddhist women in Hawaii, Waves of Change conference as part of the Buddhism in the Sea of Islands webinar series. And this session will be moderated by our Venerable Juwei from Nantian Institute. So you're all welcome to attend that one. Yes, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We hope that after today's session, we may all have a clear picture of how we interpret and choose to be in this world in a more balanced way, and what it means to be immersed in this world, or too immersed, or maybe not immersed enough, and finding that middle ground for us. Thank you, everyone.